Hello, and here we go again. This time about inequality. You know, the good old problem with the inequality in this world. It is the biggest, or at least one of the biggest issues that we never seem to get rid of. Yet the question is not how, but whether we can overcome inequality at all. Here's a thought experiment. Let's say you are given the power to restart humankind and have the goal of creating a just world with no inequality in it. You would probably start by making all humans equal in IQ, physique, mentality, conscientiousness, and so on. Then of course you should make men and women equal, as the difference in our world made women slaves to men for most of history and even to this day in many countries. So you make all people equal. What then? Would they listen to a ruler who is no different from them? Can a hierarchy be established at all? How will work be distributed? What would motivate these people? Will there be any dynamic at all? There's no reason to think that equality can be compatible with life. The very drive for taking action in us humans is based on inequality. We are made to believe that we are special, or at least different from one another, so we go and choose a certain lifestyle to pursue different goals based on what our passions and abilities are. Or at least that's what the ideal world is said to be like. The reality is quite different though. I mean, you have to accept that the majority of jobs are not really enjoyable. Look at any survey. Most people are not happy with their jobs. And rightfully so. For instance, who wants to work as a construction worker in the freezing cold weather, day in, day out, for decades? This is backbreaking, low wage and unacknowledged work. If someone has better opportunities, he will never do this job. But there will always be someone pulling the short straw. Now the irony here is that all the social justice warriors generally are opposed to hard labor themselves. They would not work as fabric workers, packers or truck drivers. They see themselves as superior and will only choose jobs which are appealing in regards to payment, creativity, complexity and so on. But they will never do some of the really shitty jobs themselves. They are below their dignity. Yet they plead for equality. I do not think they are realistic in their approach. Who would do all the hard labor if everyone was equal and had the same opportunities? Equality is just wishful thinking. Only because people lack opportunities or IQ, they are forced to do jobs they would not do otherwise. Meanwhile, these are the jobs that run our economy. They are essential. On the other hand, as long as people are not equal, people will exploit others just because they can. So the first scenario, with everyone being equal, does not work at all. The second is how the world runs as it runs. And don't think you can stop exploitation by making laws and regulations. Every law has its loopholes, and even the West European countries have corruption. People will always find ways to abuse even the slightest advantages. Then you might think, soon humans will be genetically modified, so everyone will be equal. Well, pro-lifers claim that the greatest thing in life is variety. However, with everyone genetically equal, there would be no such thing. Everyone would be a clone of the other. And I do not think that this is a reality people would actually prefer. Also, as I mentioned before, there would be no dynamic, no life. Inequality is what makes the world go round, after all. Not that I am a fan of that, but it is as it is. The only way to really stop inequality is by not procreating. Of course, this would presuppose the participation of all humans.